going to move on to our third feature reader, and it is Wendy Videlock. Wendy Videlock lives in the small agricultural town of Palisade on the western slope of the Colorado Rockies. Her work has appeared in Best American Poetry, American Life and Poetry, Hudson Review, Rattle Poetry Magazine, New York Times, Shed Creek Review, and other disparate venues. Her books are available from Able Muse Press, and her chapbook from Exile Books. Wendy is also a visual artist whose paintings are featured in galleries throughout Western Colorado. So really excited for your reading. And please welcome Wendy Videlock.
Thank you, Anton. I think I've got some cat hair in my microphone. Can everybody hear me?
Can hear you okay?
Okay. Gosh, this has been wonderful. I want to start by just honoring all of you who have read before me with a little compilation, kind of like John did earlier. And I'm calling it Words Spoken on a Sunday Afternoon. A slight drizzle on heavy park benches, between hocus and pocus, and one more payment always due. We all shake our self-righteous heads. But what is it we are? The scale's red numbers tell no lies. To be one flesh and not yet one mind. A slight drizzle on heavy park benches. Save me from the blazes of my own causes. I was the sole witness to my homecoming, looking better than it ever was, a slight drizzle on heavy park benches. I walked as far as the sidewalk was shoveled, this bittersweet, quiet place. I was the sole witness to my homecoming. So this is a really fun thing to do when you're sitting in a reading. And an old friend actually taught me this. I'm always doodling when I'm at poetry readings. And my old friend Jack said, write down one line from everybody. And when you get up there to read or teach, honor those words. And it was really kind of changed my understanding of attending readings because I can tend to be really fidgety. And it helps me to really listen. Thank you for the invitation. This has been a wonderful afternoon. I'm honored to be with you all during these difficult and I'm calling evolutionary times, whatever that means. It is not easy to tell a story when one hasn't got a tongue. I didn't know this when I was young. The tongue and all it implies, thirst, taste, tone, nurture, nature, language, and the search for the mother tongue has been my lifelong passion and my area of study, though I didn't know that either when I was young. If in the beginning was the word was one nobody heard. The first language I can remember sort of half acquiring was the language of silence. In silence, the realms of dream and imagination are nourished, but so too is the realm of fear and the language of isolation. But so too is nurtured the language of listening. The art of listening isn't hard to master. Listening to the other is altogether another matter. Out here in the West, we're well acquainted with the phrase fire danger. It simply means that weather conditions are such that any infinitesimal ember on any breeze can catch, igniting a horrendous wildfire in a matter of moments. If we think of language as landscape, and who among us doesn't, then it seems obvious we currently inhabit a landscape in a severe state of fire danger, which puts the poet in an interesting predicament. Here in the West, whatever one's pain, one never complains about the rain. What's good for the plains is bad for harvest. What freezes in spring is sugar beet borrowed. The river depletes. The groves expire. What blooms in summer is wildfire. For a lark, each time you speak, ask yourself if you seek not to peak or achieve inflation, but to improve the conversation. It's kind of a found poem, that one. The axe. The long-standing juniper bush got the axe from us this year. We left the stump and made of it a lantern and a cairn. The neighbors stop and stare, though not in horror or despair. May all my murders be handled with such care. Hey, Dad, remember the time you caught me writing? You asked what I was doing. I said I was writing a letter to Granddad Joe. I was really writing a poem.